The God particle, finally discovered. Scientists are working at the Large Hadron Collider. They're expected to announce that they have found the Higgs boson, I think it's called. Its discovery would help complete the main theory of how the universe works on a subatomic level. Got that, Brooke?
Got it. Subatomic level, all over it. Rita, thank you. Hey, we're so excited to have Marcus Samuelsson here. He's an award-winning celebrity chef known for his restaurant, Red Rooster. If you want reservations, good luck. A popular eatery in New York's Harlem neighborhood. But before he reached the top of the culinary world, he really did come from humble beginnings. He was orphaned at the age of 3 in Ethiopia, raised by adopted parents in Sweden, and after apprenticing as a chef across Europe, he eventually settled in the United States in the early 90s. At the age of 24, he became the youngest chef ever at the time to receive the 3-star rating from the New York Times. Fancy schmancy. He went on to win Top Chef Masters and even cooked as a guest chef at President Obama's very first state dinner. He describes his journey in his new memoir. It's called Yes, Chef. Marcus, such a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Even just being on the plane, I picked up a magazine and I read about Red Rooster in Harlem. So you're everywhere. It's a pleasure to meet you. You really do begin. I mean, chapter 1, you talk about your biological mother. You talk about how there wasn't even, you don't even know what she looks like in terms of no photographs, no nothing.
I've never seen a picture of my mother, and that right there is something that obviously is very, very rare. But, you know, my mother, she walked, me and my sisters, from a little village into Addis, the capital in Ethiopia, to save us. We got into a hospital. We survived tuberculosis, me and my sister. My mother passed away. And that's essentially how we got adopted to Sweden. So, you know, life and the Yes Chef is so much about the journey of life, but the journey of family, and my family has always been in front, next to me, and behind me, supporting me and my sisters in everything we want to do.
Talk a little bit more about that journey from Ethiopia to Sweden and Switzerland and through Europe, back, you know, here to the United States.
You know, our family is mixed. You know, my parents were white, my sisters and I, 2 sisters, black kids in Sweden, and my cousins were Koreans, and so on, Jewish aunts. So it was like United States every dinner, and the family was
United Nations,
But it also, you know, it taught me right away, you know, my love for cooking was really developed by my grandmother. You know, my mom was not a good cook. More and more. Yeah. Nice, your Swedish is great. Good job.
Trying to do my homework, but I can't.
What else you got? What else you got?
Burberry, Ethiopian spice.
Yes.
I try.
No, so Yes Chef, in Yes Chef, I talk about my journey coming from, you know, cooking in Switzerland, but I always wanted to go to France. I had to write the 35 3-star Michelin restaurants. I got 35 notes until I got the final one. I got to France, I got to Georges Blanc, and eventually I came to America, became a 3-star chef, and then eventually I wanted to set out to really try to put the restaurant that I always want to have in Harlem, right? I always want to have a restaurant in Harlem. And to be able to serve the Harlem community is something that I feel really, really proud of.
I want to get to that point in a moment, but you've eaten that.
I haven't eaten here. I can do a testimonial, actually, for it. It was incredible. It was 5. It was unbelievable. It was so good. And what the Red Rooster has come to symbolize in Harlem is really another renaissance in Harlem, and a renaissance in food culture in the United States. But the new Harlem is a place where New Yorkers go from all over the city to experience the tradition of African American culture and cooking at your restaurant. How did you discover the love for the African American tradition?
Well, you know, my parents, you know, they wanted to learn about. My mom, she always wanted to learn about how to take care of my sister's hair, or my father wanted to teach me about, you know, great African American leaders like Martin Luther King and so on. So, and it was, you know, from my mom reading Essence and making my sister's hair.
White mother reading Essence magazine to learn how to do your sister's hair.
To like my father giving me like, you know, Langston Hughes or James Baldwin's books, and it was always centered around Harlem. So it was this place that I knew so well, even before I came to New York. So I knew that one day, you know, I want to have a restaurant in Harlem, and we're having the time of our lives. I'm very happy.
A dream no longer deferred. If I may, the last paragraph of this whole book, I love it. I spent so much of my life on the outside that I begin to doubt that I would truly ever be in with any one people, any one place, any one tribe. But Harlem is big enough, diverse enough, scrappy enough, old enough and new enough to encompass all that I am and all that I hope to be. After all that traveling, I am at least home. So you've found home.
I feel that. You know, in Harlem, there's one from every culture. You know, it's an extremely diverse place. You know, you have the east side, which is Puerto Rican, and then also a little bit Mexican coming here. You have the west side, that you have, and you have obviously a large center of African American culture. But it's evolving to be, you know, when you see Harlem, you see modern America, 21st century.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I can't wait to go.
Gotta go.
President Obama's first state dinner. I know I have so many more questions.
Yeah.
Quickly, Ryan Liza.
Can you help me with some reservations this week?
I got you.
Busted live on air trying to get into Red Rooster. Again, yes, we are. His book is Yes, Chef, a memoir. What a fascinating story.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Still ahead.